Get up. Get up. Good morning from Carrizozo, New Mexico. Beautiful morning today. It's 56 degrees outside and 64 degrees inside here in this big home. Yo, yeah, no, it's fine with me. It's cozy. That's why I like it. I'm telling you. But anyway, what else? Today's first day of the rest of your life. Make a good one. Make it a good one. It's the day after yesterday, day before tomorrow. It's right now, and right now so if there's anything you want to do, might want to get started. July the 5th, 2025. Times are passing. But anyway, what else? Never worry about what you cannot change. Boy, there's a lot of that. You know, they dump it in our brain and we think we feel guilty for stuff we haven't even done yet. So, anyway, having said that, what else? Today, for your viewing pleasure, I've got another video about the Starlink Mini. And but if any of y'all are going to buy a Starlink, use the link in one of those Starlink videos. Why? Well, because if you use the link, you get a free month and I get a free month. Ta-da! Win, win. You know what I mean? So yeah, use the Starlink link in the description of those Starlink videos. Appreciate it. Anyway, what else? Drone Sky Mapper says, thanks, Rusty. Awesome info. Looking into Starlink now. Yeah, the Starlink Mini, in my opinion, is probably, well, it depends on what you're doing or you're going to use it for. But if you're going to be traveling around at all, it's a no-brainer. You know, $50 a month, 50 gigs, easy to set up, plugs into your cigarette lighter or plugs into a 110 outlet, and you're good to go. Point it semi-north, and you're good. Yeah, I did the Beer 30 live session last night using the Starlink video, and it worked perfectly. Oh, and in a 30-minute video, streaming video, I used 1 gigabyte of data on the Starlink thing. That's the reason I did it. I wanted to know how much data it would use. And it also, I found out if I watch a 1 hour movie at 360p on YouTube, it uses about 500 megabits or bytes or whatever. Anyway, enough said. Robert says, happy 4th, Rusty. I had my 2 beers later after you went live, but better late than never. Hope you had a great day. I did. Thank you, Robert. I hope you did too, and I hope you do have a good day. Mandos and radios. Why are you here? Yeah, that was a kid used to ask me that every day in Refugio, Texas. I taught for 1 year, and I taught a special ed class called behavior modification. And a couple of the kids were moderately mentally retarded. They were MMRs, and one of them, big kid, would come up to my desk every day, and he'd say, "Why are you here?" But what he was asking was not really like, why am I here? He wanted to know why I was there because, see, before they'd had a lady, a teacher, and she quit in the middle of the year. They drove her crazy, poor thing. Yeah, anyway, enough said, move along. Says, Ambrosia, I am here in West Texas. Well, Ambrosia, that is so good to know. Everybody's been wanting to know where Ambrosia is, and she's in West Texas. Lawrence Cutting, love you, Rusty. Have a great 4th evening. I did. I ate my last slice of pizza I bought when I arrived here. It had 8 slices. I've been eating one a week. Well, let's see. We've been here. I got here in April, May, June. Yeah, we've been here 3 months. Yeah, going on 4 now. And yeah, John B, hoist up to John B Sale. Those clouds hanging around there in the background are incredible. Yeah, I do. I do watch the clouds quite a bit actually because the thunderstorms fascinate me because you can see the whole thunderstorm, the whole cloud base and the whole top and everything. Yeah, they're amazing and they're big. They are interesting to watch. We used to watch faces in the clouds when we were kids, and I guess kids don't have time for that now. But anyway, ripping around everywhere. He says, holy shit, man, on the snake. Yeah, well, it wasn't holy. It was just a plain old snake. Tony Pino, okay. Wow, Dadis Dar Ait Al Dar, whatever. Yeah, you're right. That's what I say. Rob, yeah, Nah, Ro, Rob Rodo. Cheers, hombre. Rob from California. Well, hello, Rob from California. Good morning. Tony Venata, have a great weekend and happy Beer 30. Yeah, thank you. You too. Billy, happy 4th, hombre. Yeah, well, you too. Althea McWaters from New Zealand. Thanks for that. Very informative on the Starlink Mini. It was nice seeing you so happy this morning. It's contagious. Well, that's true. The speed of the engine is the speed of the caboose. So if you're supervising a group of people or you're the head of the household or whatever you want to say, if you wake up and get going in a good mood, everybody around you will kind of pick up on it. Howie Dunner, I'm still using cell routers, but it's still working fine. Glad you found your setup. Yeah, it's just, I use it for more than just uh, the internet. I use it for making phone calls when I'm in an area where there's no cell phone service. Hellcat Granny, good afternoon, Rusty and Rusty's Rangers. Happy 4th of July. Thank you, Hellcat Granny. Enjoy your day. This is Santa Claus. Happy 4th, Rusty. Thank you. This is AZV something. Glad you are using Starlink. I am enjoying my unit. Yeah, and that's good to know. I mean, but what people you should bear in mind if you're going to get Starlink is the speeds you'll get are wholly contingent upon your location. If you have a wide open shot to the sky with no trees or anything around, it works pretty dadgum good. Anyway, Steve, have you considered buying a telescope? The galaxies, planets, and stars must be awesome in the sky where you are. Yes, I have considered buying a telescope, but I just enjoy looking at the stars unaided, so to speak. I did look into getting a telescope, and I did buy one time. I sent it back because it's just something else to carry around. It's complicated to get set up. You got to have it on a stand and all that crap. I just didn't want to fool with it, and I can walk outside and look up at the sky, and there's the stars. What works for me. Gary Holtz, Matilda will think she ate at IHOP after the negative comments. Yeah, she hangs out at IHOP. Jimmy and Kathy Harrell, good morning from South Mississippi. Well, good morning to you, Jimmy and Kathy. Y'all have a good day. Gary Holtz, happy Independence Day and Beer 30 weekend. Yeah, you too. You guys, yeah, you guys that are in the workforce that got a long weekend because of July the 4th, enjoy it, Enjoy your life the best way you can. I remember when I was in the workforce years ago, but that's all I'd ever known. I mean, I grew up on a farm. We worked a lot of the time. Went to work right out of high school, and then went in the military. Came back, went to college, worked my way through college. I mean, work was just all I did. And then uh, finally, after 3 divorces and drinking a lot of booze, and I realized that wait a minute, there's got to be a better life than this, and that's when I went in the Peace Corps, came back, my life totally changed. I became Mr. Lazy real quick. I began to lean back and enjoy the ride, and that was at age 50. Yep, I did. Anyway, Ralph P says happy 4th. You bet. B Boys, happy 4th. Thank you. Uh, she also says great info on a great little product. Yeah, it is. It is. Dog Band Chronicles says, happy to hear you like the Starlink Mini. I like that it's easy to switch service plans. As I mentioned before, I'm using mine as a backup. I switched to the 10 gigabyte for $10 plan. On that plan, if you opt in to get additional gigabytes over the 10 gigabytes, it's $2 per gigabyte. I didn't opt in. if I were to find that I have no cellular signal, then I'd switch back to the 50 gig plan for a month. It's nice to have options. Yeah, the Starlink people have certainly given all of their customers a lot of options, and you can opt in or out in during the month. You can put your unit on hold for several months if you choose to. In other words, if you're just going to use it when you're camping in the summers, you could actually do that. You know, just put it on hold for 6 or 7 months. Uh, William Bingham says now it has become fairly reasonable price wise for the service, particularly if finding yourself in remote areas. Thanks for the good info. No, mine is, I've got mine in my truck, and of course, I have two ways to use it in the pickup. One is I've got a 300-watt inverter that plugs into the cigarette lighter with a double 110 outlet you plug into, so I can run the dish off of 110 in the pickup. Or I've ordered a 12-volt adapter from Starlink. I'll have it Monday or Tuesday next week, and it only has a 10-foot cord. See, the Starlink dish itself has a 50-foot cord. You really don't need all of that in a pickup, so that the little 10-foot cord will work great. So we'll use that when I'm traveling in the pickup if I decide to use the Starlink for cell phone calls. Al Fur, thumbs up to you. We'll do one more here and we'll shut her down. The Door, Rusty, I was lucky enough to get on the beta testing of Starlink in early development. We are in the North Woods of Wisconsin, and the Starlink has always worked great for us and much better than the cable internet in the city. If it has an open view of the sky to the northwest here, it always works. Enjoy your 4th of July. Yeah, that's true. You just point it north, basically, and you got it. But anyway, guys, from Carrizozo, New Mexico, Zozo on July the 5th, 2025 at 6:36 a.m. Thumbs up. Let me get my thumb over here. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime, but if you think about it, and you're going to buy something from Amazon, use the Amazon link. And if you're going to buy a Starlink Mini or Maxi or whatever, use the Starlink link in the description of my Starlink video, and you get a free month and I get a free month. Enough said. But anyway, drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and all that stuff. And then what else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in deep, breathe out slowly, relieves stress, lowers your blood pressure. Do that several times a day. Very good. And then stretch, swivel, walk, pedal, exercise your body once or twice every single day. You'll feel better immediately, so do it. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. This is your head, brain, frontal lobes, all that stuff. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time, and on we go. But anyway, guys, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, hasta luego, vaya con Dios, aloha. Until the next video, carry on, bye-bye. And yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Bye.